Gun violence is a regularly debated political issue in the United States. Policies at the federal, state, and local levels have attempted to address gun violence through a variety of methods. Many inherent challenges arise when working with children, including their tendency to perceive themselves as invulnerable to injury.
The United States v. Lopez case was the first United States Supreme Court case since the early 1930s to create laws that limited Congress's power.
Lopez was a high school senior in San Antonio, Texas. On March 10th of 1992, Lopez carried a concealed handgun into school.
The gun was loaded, and Lopez had 5 backup rounds of ammunition tucked away in his jeans.
When Lopez was confronted by police and school officials, he admitted to carrying the gun.
The very next day, Alfonzo Lopez was charged with violating federal laws which ban guns on all school properties in the United States.
The law Alfonzo Lopez was accused of violating was called the Gun-Free School Zone Act of 1990.
Alfonzo Lopez appealed his arrest by stating that the creation of the law was unconstitutional.
Lopez claimed that the laws went beyond the power of the United States Congress. He believed that Congress was not allowed to create laws that essentially controlled the public school district.
Lopez's first defense failed. The court ruled that Congress possessed the authority to regulate activities that affected schools throughout the United States.
Alfonzo Lopez was convicted for carrying a weapon on school grounds. He appealed the initial court decision and brought his case to the Fifth Circuit of Appeals. Lopez again claimed that the Commerce Clause was a direct violation of the Constitution to the United States. The Fifth Circuit overturned the original conviction by stating the charges and the law itself was beyond the power of Congress.
In the Supreme Court case, United States v. Lopez, the United States federal government's argument was that the possession of a firearm on or within an educational facility would likely lead to a violent crime. A violent crime ultimately affects the condition of the school and the well-being of the population.
The Supreme Court, in a 5-4 decision written by Chief Justice William Rehnquist, ruled that the Gun-Free School Zone Act was unconstitutional and overturned Lopez's conviction.
The government claimed that gun violence in schools leads to both more dangerous and thus less commercially healthy neighborhoods and less economically productive kids.
The court responded that regulating guns in local schools is not sufficiently related to Congress's Commerce Clause power to pass constitutional muster.
The Supreme Court ruled that the Gun-Free School Zone Act was unconstitutional, and they overturned Lopez's conviction.
The court ruled that the act exceeded the limited powers of Congress under the Constitution, rejecting the government's argument that the act was constitutional.
Because the buying and selling of guns and associated illicit activities affect interstate commerce, which Congress may regulate under the Commerce Clause.
Lopez thus marked the first time in more than 50 years that the court limited the Congress's ever-growing commerce power.
Although not returning the court to its pre-1937 posture of the scope of the commerce power, the Rehnquist Court's decision in the Lopez and the cases that followed it may be the harbinger of a developing constitutional revolution in federalism.